everybody? Welcome to the Comedy Movie Show, and happy Halloween for everyone. I know right now Halloween may not be as fun for some. Some people aren't really going out and about, but for me, I am happy. But for me, it's still a beautiful time. Now, today I am going to give you my top 5 horror movie villains. Now, I haven't really done top 5s on here much anymore. You used to do them all the time when Seth was on here, and Mark and Seth were on here, but I haven't really done them a lot. But changing things up a bit. This is Halloween. Here's my top 5 horror movie villains. Now, I'm going to start off at number 5, the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. The Creeper from Jeepers Creepers is one of my all-time favorites. He doesn't get talked about enough because he had a subpar sequels. I didn't mind Jeepers Creepers 2, but Jeepers Creepers 3, whatever the fuck that was awful. It was pretty bad. But the first Jeepers Creepers was iconic to me. It changed my perspective on things. First of all, it changed my perspective on driving out in the middle of nowhere. Another movie kind of changed that too, but this one in particular really fucked with me with the whole driving in the middle of nowhere thing. Because this being, and like the mystery behind the creeper, like you don't know what this thing is, you don't know if it's you think it's a monster, but it has mannerisms, it's obviously intelligent, it can drive, it souped up this truck to be able to move faster than it should, it has weapons, it grows wings, this thing is so scary. And that movie in general is fun, but the creeper is so intimidating and scary. You don't know how to kill it. It can't die, really. No, I don't know if they figure out how to kill it in the third movie, but no one really knew how to kill it. And I believe in the third movie, once they figured out how to do it, he killed the only person who figured out how to kill him. They don't know how long this thing's been around. They don't know what it is. This thing has medieval axes and fucking weapons made out of bones, and it just replaces its body parts with other people's body parts. It's the first, Jeepers Creepers 2 was the first movie I ever saw someone get decapitated in. And like I said, this thing is just terrifying. And the thing about this creature is, it wins in its first movie. So fuck it. It has to make my list. I love the Creeper. And at number 4 is a classic, Michael Myers. Michael Myers is one of the best. He's clearly one of the best. I love everything about him. I love the name of him. When I think was it John Carpenter who made Michael Myers? No, who was it? Why am I blanking on who made? Was it John Carpenter who made Michael Myers? Sorry, I'm blanking on who made Michael Myers. But they showed some of the original script work for when he was creating it, and he didn't call it Michael Myers in the beginning. Before he ever got to the name Michael Myers, it was simply called The Shape. And that's so cool. I mean, that silhouette, the music that comes with it, dun, 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 that shit still gives me chills. But Michael Myers is such an interesting character. His backstory is iconic. The fucking whole thing with his sister not being an asshole to, or essentially it seemed like, and no one could really understand him. They don't know if he was possessed by a demon or he just snapped. Depending on which one you're talking about, depending on if you're talking about the Rob Zombie one or, or the original one, because the original one kind of seemed like it was like, no, he was possessed by a demon. The Rob Zombie one was like, no, he just snapped. The Rob Zombie one kind of went, he snapped. He snapped one day, killed his sister, killed his dad, freaked the fuck out, and he just happened to grow up to be such a massive freak show of a human being, so strong that it seems like he's superhuman. But in reality, he just snapped. Like, that's kind of the angle Rob Zombie played with it. But the original one kind of hinted that he might be possessed by a demon or something, because he's like recovered. He's falling off roofs. He's getting shot and getting up from it. I mean, and he's just like, and he just walks, like just walks, just walks. Ain't no, we don't need to run, brother. I'ma just walk. Yeah, Michael Myers is easily number 4 on my list. Now, number 3 would have to be Pennywise. Pennywise the clown. And if you know me, you know that damn clown terrified the fuck out of me when I was a kid. The original one with Tim Carrey. I think, is it Tim Carrey or Jim Carrey? No, it's Tim Carrey. I think it's Tim Carrey. I think it's Tim Curry. Anyways, the original one scared the fuck out of me when I was a clown. When I was a young boy. It really did. It scared the shit out of me. Those teeth, the idea of this being feeding on children, coming after children, and like you not being able to do anything about it. The idea that this thing could just come after you and there's nowhere you can run to get away from this thing. And it's just it could like psychically fuck with you. Not to mention Pennywise is so fucking powerful. Shapeshift, reality manipulation. He can change your perspective. He can invade your mind. He can invade your dreams. He can fuck with you psychologically. He can even just straight up eat you. Like even if you're not terrified of him, he can just eat you. And look at me, man. I got goosebumps just thinking about it. Pennywise is so terrifying, and Bill Skarsgård did a fantastic job redefining him because Tim Curry's Pennywise, I guess I'll say both Pennywises. They're both great for different reasons. Tim Curry's Pennywise was playful. But at the same time, like, was playful. Like, and he kind of played it like, there's this joke about, like, these clowns being smokers and having that kind of voice. He kind of played it like that, too, like one of those kind of clowns. And then he just snapped it, and then like a fucking rabid dog at the drop of a hat, like he was enticing you in. While Bill Skarsgård plays Pennywise, just like this fucking sinister, intense, just psychologically demented person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why, but Tim's Pennywise was like some cheesy car salesman who's trying to entice you in. Bill's was just like, he's like a creature from another world. Like, you felt like he was just a creature that's coming after you. And it was scary as shit. And, you know, both Pennywises were scary. Both Pennywises were intense. Granted, Bill's one just destroyed Georgie. So that shit, it is the first movie I saw violence towards children. Then I'd see Friday the 13th later, but not Friday the 13th, you know, I'd see, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street later, but it was the first movie I had saw violence on children, and Pennywise terrified me for a very long time. Number 2. Gotta go my boy Jason Voorhees. Jason is a bad man. That man has killed so many people in so many different ways. Jason, to me, was the first time that I remember actually being excited to see people die. Like, before Jason, it wasn't cool to be excited to see the villains kill people. Jason changed that. He changed that. You wanted to see how it would kill people. But he also has, once again, one of the most iconic, most sympathetic, really. He was the first character I ever remember being like, that's kind of sad. You know, with the whole thing, with the counselors not paying attention, not giving a fuck about him drowning, and they were too busy all fucking to come help him while he was drowning and being bullied constantly around the clock just because he was born deformed, and they just kept bullying him and bullying him and bullying him, and then he died. But a lot of people don't know that Jason was not in the first Friday the 13th. He was in the sequel. The first Friday the 13th was his mother going around killing people to get revenge on the death of them letting her child die. To be fair, like, I understood her pain, but she was going after some people who had nothing to do with it. Like, some of those kids had nothing to do with it. Like, they just got here. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened here. I just started. Why do I gotta? I just started. Some of them was like, I gotcha. But most of them was like, I just started. Not to mention, Jason set the template for what all the horror movies would be kind of built on. You have sex, you die, dying in the woods, Crystal Lake. I mean, come on. Jason Voorhees, that iconic look, the fact that he can kill you with anything. I've seen him once punch a guy's head off. He definitely takes the crown almost for entertaining kills. And number 1 was a bullet. Always my favorite. Always will be my favorite. I haven't quite come across any other horror villain that tops him to me. Freddy Krueger. Robert Englund. Love that guy. Is it England or English? I think it's England. Bad with names. Great with faces. Oh man, Freddy is all of it. Scary creature, fucked up origin, abilities that are off the fucking charts. An entertaining, charismatic performance from a Robert Englund. So good they can't even replace this man. They can't even think about it. With who? Man, yeah. He was the shit. Robert Englund was the shit. He was just the shit. It is what it is. Freddy is the crown king of all horror villains. First of all, he comes out to children. There's nothing you can do. Like, he comes out to children, and he comes in your dreams. There ain't nothing you can do about that. I mean, up until Dream Master, well, Dream Warrior, but then Dream Master, people couldn't even really fight back. All the best you could do was to bring him to your world. So the best you could hope for is to still have a serial killer with razor blades in your house. Best you could hope for. Like, yeah, man, like, oh, man, like, he's still so scary. That first, people gotta remember, people gotta really go back and watch that first Nightmare on Elm Street. It was terrifying. Shocked I haven't reviewed it on here as a horror classic. It's kind of felt like I haven't reviewed it because it feels like an obvious thing to do is to review that movie because I hold it in such high regard. But like I said, I gave him Coming After You in Your Dreams and killing people in such inventive ways. Fuck the prime time, bitch! I mean, he killed people in so many inventive ways. And I just, he's one of the all-time greats. It's an all-time great performance. They've had a hard time replacing him. It's kind of like Chucky and that guy who voices him. I think his name's like something Dwarf. I can't remember. But yeah, like they had a hard time replacing him. There's a couple characters like that just like they are the character and it's really hard to replace them. But this character in particular, I don't know how they reboot Freddy because the character and the actor are so one that it's like you would just have to completely redefine him. You can't just make a sequel. You can't just be like, oh, we'll make a sequel and pick up. You can't do what they're doing with Halloween. There's just nothing you can do. You just have to completely find someone who could, because like, and Jason, and Freddy was the first character I remember being laughing at. He was the first horror movie villain that I remember him saying funny things, but me being so tense, I'm like, I want to laugh, but I don't know if this is about to kill me or not. Like, I love that. He killed people in crazy ways, man. And they just kept getting so inventive because it's a dream world, So he can just do such inventive things, man. Like I say, love Freddy Krueger, love the glove, love the sweater, love the hat, love the swagger, love the shit talk. He is the all-time best horror movie villain, in my opinion. Thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please comment below. Who is your favorite horror movie villain? Let me know below. Put your top 5 horror movie villains, and I will leave a like, obviously, on every comment that I get. Thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, and have a happy Halloween.